Hi, my name is Tyson Kaler. I'm the pastor of the Southwest Minnesota District, and I have 5 churches, including Pipestone, Windham, the Marshall Company, the Artichoke Seventh-day Adventist Church, as well as a little house church in Redwood Falls. Overall, our district, over the last 2 years that I've been serving in Southwest Minnesota, it's been a growing time. It's been a time for me especially, as a new pastor, learning the ropes in ministry. And I can say for sure that the Southwest Minnesota District has been a gracious place to begin ministry because their hearts are so big. One example is our churches in Southwest Minnesota have a passion for Adventist education, and lots of money gets donated and contributed to send our kids, our youth, to Maplewood Academy. And over the years, especially the Pipestone Church has sponsored dozens of kids over the years to go to Maplewood Academy and to get a uniquely Seventh-day Adventist Christian education. And I myself am a product of Maplewood Academy. I grew up in North Dakota and Florida, but came here to Minnesota to go to Maplewood Academy and had quite an experience there. I don't think I'd be here as a pastor if it wouldn't be for my time at Maplewood Academy. The Windham Seventh-day Adventist Church has a unique group because most Seventh-day Adventist churches have a membership, and then their attendance is about half their membership. But it seems to be almost opposite, because in Windham we have a large immigrant population. We have many Kenyans. I think about half of our church is Kenyan, and we have quite a few Oromo Ethiopian that come from Worthington every Sabbath to worship with us. In fact, just a few weeks ago I had the pleasure of baptizing 4 kids from of one family of the Oromo Ethiopian community, which was such a delight. North Star Camp has a soft spot in the hearts of many in our district. There's quite a few of our kids who go every single summer. I think we had 10 kids that got to go to North Star Camp for summer camp, and many of which have made decisions for baptism and to follow Jesus and to recommit their lives to Him, which is such an awesome experience as a pastor to see that and see them growing, which was such a delight. We also have quite a few refugees from Burma, Karen refugees, who come and worship with us as well. So you can see we are quite a diverse church. And in Pipestone we have quite a few Filipinos that worship with us, and we have quite a few people who drive, some as far as Sioux Falls, almost an hour, to come and worship with us. Marshall is one of the largest cities or towns in Southwest Minnesota aside from Worthington. But Marshall, with about 15,000 people living in that town, we have a core group of members of about 6 who worship on a regular basis in a school classroom every week. But that small group, that core group, has such a large, compassionate heart for ministry in the community. We, on a regular basis, at least when the weather is not snowing and cold, are out on Sabbath afternoons passing out literature. Over the next 5 years, we have a plan in Marshall to cover the entire city with our small group of people, as much as we can on Sabbath afternoons, getting out and blanketing the city with literature. And already we're seeing the fruits of our labors. We've had several people show up at our church because they had signs of the times hanging on their doorknob, or because they met somebody who came to their house. I also get the privilege to serve in the Redwood Church. It's not much of a church. We meet in Viola Mosier's house. Viola Mosier she is such a genuine person. She doesn't talk a whole lot, but faithfully every Sabbath there's a core group of people from that community who gather together and watch the study hour at 11 o'clock on 3ABN, and they study the Sabbath school lesson together. And every once in a while I get a chance to drive up there from Pipestone and spend a Sabbath with them, and to share a Bible study with that group, and just have the joy of spending time together. And you'd be surprised. They don't really do a whole lot for outreach. They don't do a whole lot for that you would typically see in church evangelism. But for some reason, somehow, they're drawing people that come to that church, and come and find. Somebody came and found Viola's house and said, are you a Seventh-day Adventist? Do you worship on the Sabbath? We've been studying with our family, and we found that church. We found your name, and we want to worship with Seventh-day Adventists, which is just quite remarkable. The Holy Spirit is working and moving in Southwest Minnesota in each one of our churches there.